Where we go? Oh, hey, helps. Helps if I put the mic on, eh, bud? Yeah. Furry bro. Hey, bud. Big guy. Brr. Yeah. Let's get the live shirt out. Mm-mm. Furby bro. Bubba boy. Let's see. There we go. Shirt out. Yeah, bud. Brr, 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 brr. Let's get chat pulled up now. There we go. Hello, hello. How's it going, y'all? I got comments pulled up now, so that's good. How was y'all's weekend? Brr, brr, brr. Baby. Brr, brr. Alright. Where'd comments go? How many languages do I know? Well, I only know Spanish and I barely know Spanish, I should say. As far as the word parrot, just parrot. And Amazon, but that's like a subspecies of parrot, I guess, or a classification. I'm bad with languages, which I've been trying to practice. I want to learn Spanish, so I've been slowly kind of working on that. Hey Turtle, how are you? How was y'all's weekend? We're back. Got the Xfinity stuff kind of worked out. They shut my internet off, unfortunately, because finances are really tight. So hoping that we'll be able to continue, but we'll see. Turtle, how are you and Mighty Roo doing? Hi, bud. You're my buddy. Hi, buddy. It's warm in here, bud. Yeah, it's warm in here. Your internet's been off since 2 p.m. So on Saturday. Outages or finances? Can I just say that I fucking hate Xfinity, and I am doing everything in my power to get rid of this company as far as like for my personal use. Like they're a shit company, in my opinion. Miter's at work and you're crawling into bed. Nice. I'm also ready to crawl into bed. I am tired. This new medication, Keppra, is interesting. I don't have a lot of side effects on it, but it's definitely makes me kind of sleepy, which is good because I'm an insomniac, so I'll take it. Hi, bud. We're gonna give you a bath tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna give you a bath tomorrow. And I have an appointment on Wednesday, so that'll be fun. Which we may not be live on Wednesday because my appointment's at 3:30 and we have to drive an hour each way. And we have to take a ferry boat, so each way. So Wednesday lives, this upcoming Wednesday live, we may not be here. Kind of just feels it depends on how I feel when I get home. I always get a headache dealing with ocularists. Fortunately, though, this is just the polishing, so they're not going to be like tinkering around in the eye sockets, so that's good. Dropped Xfinity, nice. I wish I could. I've been looking into things like Google Fi and local internet providers. Oh, gotcha, Turtle, gotcha. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Back at you. Their modems get really hot. The Xfinity gateways, those things get really hot. I need to put a fan up there. They're fine in the winter, but during the summer, those things get super hot. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, buddy. You got any pen feathers I can help you with? Here, I'm gonna turn the TV down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the TV down just a tad. Just a skosh. Pull up the app. There we go. Perfect. Bubba boy. What's up, dude? Yeah, he's being a good boy. He yelled at me a little bit earlier, but he felt like I was disrespecting him because I put him on his cage for a couple minutes. I gotta clean his cage here in the next couple days. And he is never happy when I bring in the vacuum cleaner for that. Hey, buddy. Can we say hi? Can you say hi? That's the other thing I gotta figure out. I gotta figure out money for his vet appointment. I don't know. Fucking adulting, dude. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Bobo. You're a good boy. I probably should have restarted our modem before we went live. Hey, Brock, how are you? There's a character in a show I watch on Hulu called Crossing Swords, and his name is Brock. So every time I see your name, I think of Crossing Swords. If you've not seen that show, it's hilariously dumb. I've seen it. I've watched all the way through the entire series probably like 10 times. Because it's one of those shows I'll put on for Oreo, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll just put this on for background noise, and then I just sit there and I'm like, oh yeah, I forget how much I like this show. Because it's like dumb kind of slapstick comedy, but I don't know, it's enjoyable. And for visually impaired people, there's audio description for it too, which is nice. Names have always fascinated me. I associate a lot of stuff with people's names. I was named out of the Bible. Boo. Boo. Bad parents. Bad. Me and my sister have the same middle name, kinda. She has the feminine version, and I have the masculine version. And technically, I don't think there was a Zackery in the Bible. I think it was like Zachariah or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But my my bio when was flipping through the Bible to find my name, is what my dad said, and he agreed with it. My grandpa wanted me to be called Zachariah, and that's what I was called. That's what he called me pretty much my entire life until he passed away. And I've always wanted to legally change my name to Zachariah because I like Zachariah better than Zackery. Zachariah is a bit longer, but to me, I don't know if it's just because my grandpa called it to me. I don't know, but I like the name Zachariah more than I like Zackery. Goblin Slayer. That sounds fun. Is that like an anime? Hey, buddy, bud. Hey, buddy, buddy. I've been watching like true crime stuff on YouTube. I found a new true crime. I found a new true crime video channel, so I've been watching a few videos on that. Pretty fascinating. The creator covers like cults, and I've always found cults to be super fascinating. Yeah, I've never gotten into anime. Partly because most of them aren't audio described, and I always find the dubbing to be very like poorly executed, and it takes me out of it. Hey Liz, what's up? How are you? You should check out. Oh, Ayasha. Okay. Hey Mary, what's up? Long time no see. How are you? How's the doggos? Oreo's doing good. As you can see, he's currently grooming his feathers, trying to get himself to look beautiful for the camera. He still has this one feather that's being all wonky. Ow! This feather right here has been out of place for like 3 weeks, and it's driving me up the walls. And he refuses to fix it. And if I try to fix it, he gets grumpy. I've traced it to the wing up to the skin. There's nothing wrong with it. Like there's no infection or there's no abscess, so I don't know why it's out of place like that. I think he's doing it just to irritate me. You're doing good, Mary. That's good to hear. Doggies are being brats. Aw, well, that's what happens. Give them all ear scratches for me. Tell them I said hello. He's always beautiful. He is indeed. You like my haircut? Thank you. I'm happy to have a mohawk again. I feel my most genuine self when I have a mohawk. It's also nice for my scar. It lets my scar not be so irritated, aggravated. Lacey and I were talking about this, and I've said this many times before, but like, if I go bald, like if it doesn't run in my family as far as I'm aware, but if I start to go bald, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna like go get hair transplants. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna just shave it all off and be like, all right, well, I'm bald now. But my dad and my grandpa both had full heads of hair up until they died. It thinned out and it got gray, but I'm fine with that. I'll be a grizzled gray old man. My beard, my hair, I don't care. Just let it all gray out. I'm gonna age and be fine with it. It makes you look like a kid. Oh, I don't want that. I want to look like a cool, chaotic rogue. You're losing your hair. Oh, I'm sorry.
Here's your pizza.
Thank you, bro. You want to do Burpee meds?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you for the pizza.
I ended up having to make a new cheese pizza.
The other one get burnt?
Yeah.
Like bad?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I accidentally put it on air fry instead of bake.
Was any of it salvageable?
I mean, I ripped the cheese off and took a bite, and it was still too tough. It was like it was super, super hard and burnt. The bottom wasn't black, but it still wasn't good.
Oh. Say hi to everybody.
Hi. So yeah.
Good night, Turtle. Sleep well. Thanks for moderating.
To bake, it was just automatically set to air fry, and air fry at 425 is very different than bake at 425.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go.
Okay. Being a woman balding is brutal. I can imagine. There's so much emphasis put on your guys' like looks and hair. They've done a lot of amazing advancements with hair transplants nowadays. Kind of interesting. Berber, wait, Turtle, did you leave yet? Because if you didn't, it's Monday. I know it's Monday, but since we're celebrating us being back, I'm gonna give him a WALNUT. Thanks, Brock. What kind of pizza? Pepperoni. And she probably gave me one of each, so pepperoni and cheese. Bubba, you want a walnut? You want a walnut? Yeah. While you eat your walnut, I'm gonna eat my pizza. Off mic, because I find it highly disgusting that people eat on microphone. It bothers the ever-living shit out of me. Like, if you're gonna be eating on a podcast, mute your fucking mics, you heathens. I watched that show, 600 Pound Life, and they're always eating in that show. Always eating. And they shove the mic right in their faces when they do it. And I'm like, can't do it. Can't do it. The people who do, like, eating ASMR or mukbangs, no. Forget you. It's cute when Oreo eats, because it's not all moist and wet and gross sounding. I can listen to Oreo eat all day. I'm fine with that. Berber, you pooped on the chair. Mwah. They're fine. I'm struggling with finances at the moment. My internet was shut off for about a week. Adulting is difficult. We're still doing the struggle to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so we can monetize. And once we monetize, people can donate through YouTube. And we can start earning money from our vids, which would be nice and help out a little bit. And I want to say shout out to the people who contributed towards paying the bill for the internet. I think I really appreciate that. I saw at least one contribution come in. So thank you, thank you. I need to open up all the apps and just double check that there was only one. I checked last night. I haven't checked today. Yeah, things are okay. I'm alive. I'm somewhat healthy. I got food in my stomach, so things are all right. Oreo's in good health as far as I know. You hate the sound of pouring water? Oh, huh. I've never heard that. Well, I mean, I know beavers, like was said, beavers do not like the sound of pouring water. I wonder if there's a word for that. Like, everything has a phobia, so I wonder if the sound of pouring water has a phobia. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go hit my vape, and I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, buddy. Okay, you keep eating your walnut. I'm gonna eat a piece of pizza. Okay. And hopefully they can't hear it. Oreo show indeed. Is that a good walnut, bud? Is that tasty? Oreo show is your favorite? Hell yeah. Did I ever find out why I had a seizure? Nope. Still working on that. I was supposed to have an EEG about a week ago, but scheduling conflicts, so I had to reschedule it. So we'll have an EEG coming up in July. Uh, um, Medicine seems to be working. The first one they put me on started having weird side effects, so I had to switch over to a different one called Keppra. The first one I was on was called lamotrigine, and then they put me on Keppra because lamotrigine was causing like tremors and stuff, which seems counterintuitive, but whatever. And then the Keppra has its own side effects, but more manageable. I've only had one seizure, so that's good. Um, Seizures do run on both sides of my family. My uncle has them, and then my bio womb has them. Uh, so I don't know if they're inherited or what. Uh, I see my doctor in July as well, my neurologist, and I'm hoping we can do some other stuff to figure out why and if I'll have another one. I haven't had any of the precursor signs now that I know what to look for. So before the seizure, happened for about a month before, I kept getting this weird like smell. um, it was like a really strong kind of like burnt ammonia smell. I don't know how else to describe it, and I didn't know what it was. Like, I took the trash out. I dug through like stuff to make sure there was nothing like that I forgot to throw away or something. And everywhere I went in the house, I smelled it. So I was like, okay, not just my room then. And I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, maybe that's some weird side effect from having my frontal sinuses taken out as a kid. And I was getting like kind of weird deja vu type things, which I didn't know was part of epilepsy or seizures. But the main symptom that I was noticing was that smell. So I haven't had that since the seizure, which is good. And they're called auras, and it seems like there's a lot of visual auras that happen before seizures. There's different types, I guess. And also migraines. You can get auras before a migraine hits and stuff like that. But yeah. No, it wasn't a burnt toast smell. They asked me that in the ER because they were worried about a stroke. No, like I said, it was like a burnt ammonia type. I don't know how to describe it. It almost kind of smelled like schmeth, but not. I don't know. Yeah, Mary, I don't like taking pills, but I will if I have to. So, I'm glad you're okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ah, bipolar meds. Gotcha. Capiona heater would be a good description. I mean, to be fair, I've never smelled cat pee on a heater, but it was really like acrid. It like burns. It like burned my nose, and it was like in the back of my nose, like it. Um, I have trouble describing it, but yeah, it was. And like I said this on a here. Bird, I'll be right back. I've said this on a live stream a while back. When I was a kid, and even as an adult, when I'm sleeping, I'll get a weird smell, different type of smell, and that's like burning tires, and it wakes me up, and it's usually accompanied with like a weird dream of like the devil. Not all the time, but as a kid for sure. But I would get this like really like weird burning tire smell, but no seizure. And I'd wake up, I'd bury my face in a pillow for like 15 to 30 seconds, and it would go away. And I never thought about it. I never really paid much attention to it. I was just like, oh, that's weird. But yeah. It might be from past surgeries that's causing the seizure. I mean, I don't know. They didn't really do. I mean, I've had brain surgery, but it wasn't like. It was more like the dura, which is the protective sac around the brain. I don't know how. I don't know if they went into my actual brain. Yeah. But they've definitely cut my skull apart and rebuilt it, and who knows. Like I said, seizures do run on both sides of the family. So, fun times. And what's weird about it for me is like I only had one. And I'm glad I only had one in some respects, but I'm also like I feel crazy because like when something is repetitive and you have multiple experiences with it, you can start to like catalog it. You can start to look for like precursor signs of it happening. You can understand it more. But like you only get one and then you're like, am I like I didn't imagine it. We have audio proof that I had a seizure. And the experience of it was weird. But it's like you start to question. And then it's like a sword hanging over your head like, okay, so when's the next one? If there's another one, when does it hit? And for the first month after that seizure, I changed up my entire life. Like I didn't do live streams in my room anymore. I was on a couch. I kept a camera on me 24/7, like aimed at me. Like my Google security camera in my room was like aimed at me 24/7. So if I did have another one, we could get better video. We could get like actual video of it. I was afraid to cook. I was afraid to take showers, and if you guys know me, I love a shower. Like when I was in the shower, I would like sit in the shower instead of like stand. So if I did have a seizure, I wouldn't fall. What are you doing, bud? But I feel a little bit more confident now that I'm on meds and there's only been one incident. So, like I said, I've not had any of those like auras or anything. Your aunt had them. Said she hit her head when she was young. So that's kind of weird. Not that's not weird. Let me rephrase. That's fascinating. But what's weird about that? Biowomb, aka my bitch of a mother, we don't, at least I don't, and my dad didn't. We don't know what caused hers. Because two theories were floated past me when I was younger. My dad said that her dad slammed her head into a coffee table, allegedly. Okay, this is all like second, third hand information. But slammed her head into a coffee table when she was a teenager. He was not a nice guy, allegedly, for legal reasons. Um, but it could. But when I talked to her about it, she was having them before that incident. Well, she never admitted the incident happened, but she said she had them ever since she was like a tiny kid. And then my uncle on my dad's side, he has a deformed. They found it recently, actually. They did an MRI of his brain. So okay, let me dial back. I'm going all over the place. My uncle, when he was a baby, had Rocky Mountain fever. So he was bit by a tick, and they didn't find it, and he spiked a fever of 105, and he got spinal meningitis, I want to say. And he was in the hospital for a while, and that's when the seizure started. But recently, they did a scan of his, they did a MRI of his brain, and they found a demalformation, not the right word, but they found some like a structure in his brain that was not normal, and they think that's what causes his grand mal seizures. So I don't know. It's always a fucking mystery with my family. Like medical shit, just it never ends. I'm so happy I'm ending my part of the genetic pool. Like I'm not passing any of this shit on to a kid. I got the snip snip when I was young. No accidental pregnancies. No pregnancies on purpose. We're just gonna go ahead and end it. What my family members choose to do, that's on them. But I personally will not bring a child into this world. Like, the last name Hurts is a fucking curse, I swear. Like, cancer is rampant in my family, diabetes, morbid obesity, mental disorders like bipolar and BPD or whatever they're calling it nowadays, ADHD. To be fair, I'm actually glad I don't have like the only like thing I have as far as like is like ADHD, which is its own problem. But I'm happy that's all I got as far as like the brain stuff. Well, and seizures now, I guess, but he needs another walnut. One a day. I ate 2 pieces of the pizza. There's one left, but I'm gonna wait and eat that later. The human brain is weird. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If I go back to school, which I'm kind of thinking about, if I go back, I want to start going for my master's for psychology and then become a psychologist. Humans are weird. Yes, we are. We are very fucking weird. Are you tired, Mary? That's hard work. Yeah. I don't know. I find neurology and all that stuff very fascinating. The only reason I didn't become a psychologist or pursue psychology when I went to college the first time is I didn't want to be responsible for people's mental health. Like I felt like that was a lot of responsibility. But if I could get a degree where I could like be part of like a research team or something, I feel like that would be cool. And now that I'm a little bit older, I feel like the responsibility of people's mental health is not as. I don't feel like it's as like it doesn't bother me as much. But when I was in my 20s, I'm like, I don't want to say something wrong and like cause someone to do something bad. But yeah, if I go back to school, I'm either gonna go back. If I go back, I'm gonna either go for psychology or computer science, but probably psychology. Because I feel like we need more therapists in the world. Computers and crazy people are universal. Yes, they are. Oh, pizza was good. It it was pepperoni and pretty tasty. It was a very thick crust, which I appreciate. I love a thin crust pizza, but I don't know. I love a thick stacked crust. Like the sauce gets all into the dough, and it's just it's the best. Pizza's one of the better human food inventions, in my opinion. I could eat pizza every day without question. Especially if it's like a barbecue chicken pizza. Oh fuck yeah! All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be right back, but I'm gonna go take a piss. Okay. Hey, bud. Ooh, I love popcorn. Ooh, I've not made stovetop popcorn in a while. I have the little whirly pop thing. I should make some. It's made by prisoners in Wabash, Indiana. Ooh, and the popcorn you buy at the store that's like the cheddar. I think it's like Smart Life or something, or Smart Popcorn or whatever. Oh, that stuff. I will just binge eat that bag. Good night, Mary. Sleep tight. Sweet dreams. Why is Oreo so cute? Well, I don't know. Genetics. He is adorable though, and he knows it. Huh? Yeah, you know that you're adorable. You're like, I'm the sexiest burb out there. When we're out in public and someone comes up and says hi to you, you put on a little show. Let's be honest, it's usually ladies in their 60s that come up and say hi to you. Yeah. Or little kids who want to put their fingers in the backpack and get bit. I don't understand that one. Or like we were at the beach, the first one of the first times we took Oreo to the beach in his backpack. Uh, like when I got him back from my dad's, like a little kid goes chicken, and like comes up and is like, "Can I pet your chicken?" I'm like, "No, you cannot." And that's not a chicken. That is a parrot, and he will bite your finger off. And I don't need that lawsuit. Are you a jungle chicken? Yeah. Are you a jungle chicken? You're a rainbow burbs. A rainbow parrot. Yeah. Wow. Hey, little feeler. I do love a good cheddar popcorn for sure. Also, salted caramel popcorn. Peekaboo! Peekaboo! Hi. Hello. Can I have my chair back yet? My beard's itchy, buddy. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Oh, I was eating the other day, and I bit the shit out of my cheek. I got a top and bottom puncture wound. My canines, man, my canines. You're a good boy. Oh, I gotta put my prosthetics in the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah. I gotta take my eyes out and put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, buddy. I gotta get them all sparkling and clean for Wednesday. I haven't put them in the cleaner in like a month. I just been hand cleaning them with a washcloth. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. Hey, little buddy. Hey, little buddy. Mwah. Whoa! Don't bite my face. I'm being nice. Mwah. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? No. That's just rude. That's just rude. Hey, bud. Hey, my buddy. Oh, I gotta take meds. Yeah, I gotta take meds. That new fan is so much quieter than the other fan. Kind of nice for live streaming. It's not as loud as the big fan, so but still keeps airflow. Hey, Ryami, how are you? Berber, is that your walnut? Is that your walnut? You destroyed it. Yeah, you destroyed it. Berber, can I have my chair back yet? Huh? Can I have my chair back? Little buddy. You're being so quiet. Yeah, you're being so quiet. It's cold in June. That's not good. It's been kind of cold here too, but nothing crazy. I think at night it drops down to like 45, but in the day it's like 55 to 6 or 55 to 70 depending on what day. Burby bro, Oreo. Yeah. Hey bud. You're taking your dear sweet time with this. Yeah. I'm gonna go sit on the bed. Ah, what are you eating, Liz? Now, Berber, what have we talked about? Don't throw walnut shells on the floor. Red beans and rice with ham. Nice. $44 tonight. You want to refund on spring? Hell yeah. I don't know. I prefer being colder than warmer, so I'm perfectly fine with it. You agree with Rami? All right. I'll be the outlier. That's fine. I don't do well in the heat. I'm a delicate little gentleman. I hit my target goal weight today. I was 145 today, so that's pretty cool. So now if I can just stay between 145 and 150, I'll be happy. Cold, cold, cold. Oreo. Oreo prefers it warmer than colder. Parrots usually like a warmer environment. Anytime it drops down below 65, I make sure the heater's on for him, and he's a happy little guy. Which sucks for me, because I like sleeping in a cold room. Cold room with a nice blanket on top. But I can't do that, because somebody is a bit of a bitch when it gets too cold. Humberber. Yeah, talking about you. There are some parrot owners who have their parrots outside year round. And you can't do that in Washington. I mean, you can, but you're an asshole. In places where it's warm year round or doesn't get below like 60 year round, you're fine. But I would never keep a parrot outside year round here in Washington. Yeah, we've been known to get down to 0 or below at times. To get down to 145, so it's taken years. I mean, honestly. So at my heaviest, I was 275. And like I said earlier, my family, a lot of my family struggles with morbid obesity. Morbid obesity and diabetes. That runs in my family like a freight train, out of control. My dad was obese. My grandfather was obese at one point. Other family members that I won't mention because they're still alive. So at my heaviest, I was 275. And then a stupid lady selling Amway pissed me off because my former roommate got into Amway, and for those of you that don't know, Amway is a scammy multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, and they say it's not, but it is, in my opinion, allegedly. Because I sat in on a couple of those meetings, and it's very much like a pyramid scheme. But my former roommate was putting on her first, like, I don't know what you call it, but she invites her friends over and annoys the shit out of them until they buy her products. They have a word for it, but I don't remember what it's called. And I went downstairs to grab a soda out of the fridge, a Coca-Cola, for being honest. And my roommate's mentor or boss in Amway, again, they have a word for it, but I don't know, was like, oh, you shouldn't drink that. You should try Amway's soda. It's way better and healthier for you. And I was like, nope, drinking Coke. And then she tried to sell me on it. I'm like, lady, I would rather give up Coke than buy your product. And then she's like, oh, you'll never give up Coke. And that pissed me off. And I stopped drinking soda, like, within a week. I'm like, fuck you. I can quit drinking Coke if I want. And I switched over to Snapple because I thought that was healthier. It's not, but whatever. I was 275 at that point, and I stopped drinking soda pretty much altogether at that point. I still occasionally have a soda nowadays, but it's not like I don't crave it. I don't really like seek it out. Even when we go to like McDonald's, I'll still get like a water or something. And I started losing weight. I got down to 245 and thought I was happy. I was like, yeah, I'm 245. Hell yeah, that's awesome. And I was at college at the time and doing a lot of walking and stuff like that. So I went down to 215. And that's what I was. I was between 215 and 230 when I moved in with Lacey. And I was happy with 215 as well. I was like, yeah, this is fine. I can handle this. Like, I feel confident and secure about my body. And I did. I truly did. I had a bit of a stomach, but, like, I didn't have, like, I wasn't, like, struggling with my, like, weight as far as, like, insecurities go. I have other body insecurities, but not weight. And then my dad got the pancreatic cancer, and that was a goddamn wake up call. Went down, took care of him, and came back. And then just something clicked in my brain. I was like, I don't want to go through what he went through. I don't want to have diabetes. I don't want to have all these health issues that my dad did because of his weight. And I started to slowly lose weight. And then about a year and a half ago, I got a Fitbit. And I started building up the habit of exercising every day on the treadmill. And I lost 5-10 pounds. I'm like, oh, cool. This actually, I'm seeing results. This is great. And I lost like, I went from 215 now down to 145, and that took probably about a year, I'd say. I kind of plateaued for a couple months over the last like 3 or 4 months. I kind of plateaued. I kept staying between 160 and 160. Sorry, 169 and 177. I just could not break below 169. And if I did, I went back up in weight. Like I'd be at like 168, and I'd be like, cool. And then like 2 days later, I'd be back at 171 or 172. And I was like, fuck. So I changed up my exercise routine and did more intense cardio, and that seemed to help break the plateau. So now I'm down at 145, and I'll probably bounce between 145 and 150, which is fine. Like I'm happy with that. But for someone who's 5'10", you kind of want to be between 135 and 160. That's like your target ideal weight. And I just was like, well, I want to be at 145. So I gave myself that goal and hit it today. I wouldn't say I'm on a diet. I mean, I guess technically, I just make sure that I don't take in more calories than I can burn. I make sure that I'm always at a calorie deficit. In the last few months, that's been real easy because I haven't had the money to like splurge on like junk food and all that good stuff. I've literally am financially budgeting my food because of what I can afford and what I have available to cook. So that's actually kind of been helpful. I'm probably not eating the healthiest at the moment because I'm eating a lot of mac and cheese and stuff, which whatever, I don't. It's fine. But Lacey and I don't go out to fast food anymore like we used to. Not buying like a bunch of like coffee shop food and stuff like that. I'm not drinking a bunch of soda. And when I stopped drinking soda, I was like, I'm never drinking a soda again. And I had that mentality for like 4 or 5 years. And then while I was at college, I started drinking these things called Izzy's, which is like a sparkling fruit juice. It's like a fizzy fruit juice. And they have like 25% real fruit juice, and then that whatever the other stuff, 75% is probably chemicals or something. They're supposed to be like organic, hippy dippy, like fruit juice drinks, and they're good. They're pretty tasty. Cold, not warm. They suck warm. So if you try them, make sure they're cold. And they have like a few good flavors: citrus, raspberry, blackberry, stuff like that. And they're pretty good. And then I was like, well, okay. And then I was drinking those every once in a while, and then I allowed myself to have a soda every once in a while. But it's weird, and I've heard people say this before, but I didn't believe it. After you stop drinking soda for a while and you go back to it, you're like, this tastes fucking awful. And that's actually kind of true. But then Lacey and I started hanging out and partaking in a certain. We started hanging out with Mary Jane, and we would get the munchies, and we would go to the school store, and they had these really good sodas called Boylan's sodas, and they have one called Birch Beer, which is probably my favorite soda in the world now. It's like a mix between root beer and cream soda. It's really fucking good. So I would treat myself with one of those every couple of days. um, or uh, but yeah, but nowadays I barely drink soda. Lacey gave me a wild cherry Pepsi, wild what is it? Wild cream cherry Pepsi, and I still have it unopened, sitting in my room. Like my go-to drink now is like coffee and water. Healthy-ish and happy is a good combo in my opinion. Did my friendship survive Amway? Yeah. I mean, we definitely had long conversations about how it was a scam, and I saw a lot of tactics that they were using that were problematic. And my roommate didn't really want to hear it, which is fine. You know, she wanted to make money outside of her day job and thought that Amway would be the way to do it. And I didn't push super hard. I just said, don't involve me in this. Don't try to sell me stuff. I don't want it. I don't care. I don't want to attend any of your, like, whatever they're called. Like, I'm not getting involved with this. And at the time, I was on supplemental income from Social Security, so I couldn't even afford to get involved. And I knew what it was. I knew that it was a scam because you harass all your family and friends to buy stuff, and then you have to either A, go out and find new people to bother to buy your shit, or you don't make money. So she bought, like, if I remember right, and I could have this wrong, I don't remember exactly, but she bought like this starter pack of like stuff to sell, and she never really sold any of it. But she was putting in money every month to get like points to get new product and to, like, I don't know. It just, like, she spent more money than she made, I think, if I remember correctly. Um, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the friendship survived Amway. It did not survive a couple other things that I won't go into because it's personal and not just my business. Like, there's other stuff that put the kibosh on that friendship. I mean, we're still friends, I guess. We don't really talk anymore. I don't know. I'm bad at keeping friends. Because, like, part of the ADHD, I forget to, like, reach out to people. Or I feel like I'm bothering them when I reach out to them, especially if I haven't talked. If I don't talk to them on a consistent basis, I feel like a dick. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's been a year since I talked to you, and I don't want to send you a message because now I feel like an asshole. I get my chair back, Bubba. I get my chair back. Yeah, I get my chair back. I need to get a new chair. Yeah, this chair's all beat up. To be fair, it was beat up before I grabbed it, but my septum piercing is a little itchy. Good night, Liz. Tell Chris I said good night as well. Amway encourages people to ditch friends who don't buy in. Yeah, I definitely saw that. Well, and the lady that got my friend into it, very aggressive, and not passive aggressive, just like very like cunty, if I can be so bold to say the word. I'm sure the YouTube gods don't appreciate that, but just very like I don't know. Like she was insulting. She was condescending. At least my memory of it. I could be wrong, but my perception and memory of that time was what I said. So, and what's interesting about MLMs, multi-level marketing, they target people with disabilities who can't work. They will target those people to get in at the bottom level, and then they will milk them for every dime they can get from them. Like I see this happen. I'm part of a group on Facebook, and like there's a person who posts constantly about essential oils. She sells Nutera, I think that's what it's called, essential oils, and that company has a lot of issues in and of itself, which I won't go into because I know about the issues, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to like give you sources and stuff. But essential oils in and of themselves have a lot of issues. And so this person's always posting like, "Oh, essential oils will cure this or they'll cure that," and I, for a while, would be like, "No, they don't. There's no scientific proof that they help. Like, they don't, and they cause harm to people." And but like they got that person totally sold uh, in the company, and like they refuse to see logic. And I've seen so many other people with disabilities get sucked into these like multi-level marketing things, and I don't know one. I can't name one person who's actually made more than they've spent. And then they become so annoying that you don't want to be friends with them. That being said, join Oreo and I's merch team. You buy the product, sell it, and you get to keep 10%. So for every shirt you sell, you get to keep $1. I'm just kidding. Seriously, not doing that. Actually, at 10%, I don't even think that'd be $1. I think that'd be like 50 cents. Hold on. It also depends on what size shirt. Oh, I got in so much trouble on TikTok for that. One of the health at every size people got so mad at me. And if you don't know what the health at every size movement is, I don't have time to explain it. It's just a bunch of people it's a bunch of overweight people who think that they can eat unhealthily for the rest of their life and be healthy and live to the age of 100. And if you say anything bad about like weight gain or obesity, then you're a hater and fat phobic and blah blah blah. But they're like, "Oh, you're fat phobic," and I was like, "Why?" And then they're like, "Well, because your shirts, all your shirts are different price for different sizes. Like the triple XL shirt's a lot more expensive than the small shirt." And I was like, "Yeah, more fabric, and also I don't control that. Like, I don't have a choice on like how to price them as far as like making them all evenly priced, because I buy them from the vendor. The vendor charges extra money for the bigger shirts. So if you want to subsidize the cost, then be my guest." And they're like, "Well, you're just fat phobic," and I was like, "Okay, that's what you believe. Go for it. But that's just business. You use more material, you're gonna have an upcharge." And then also they're like, "Also, you don't have like anything above a 4X," and I was like, "Again, I don't have that available because I don't have access to it. I've yet to find a vendor who has anything above triple or 4X. I can't remember. Like, we offer 7, 8 sizes. That's all I can find." And they just kept telling me I was fat phobic, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I just wanted to be like I wanted to point out that like, hey, I was also fat at one point, but I didn't want to get into that argument. But to them, me losing weight would have been also fat phobic. So I love that we live in a time where if you even speak out against something, you're that phobic. You're like phobic of whatever that topic is. Or you point out logic flaws in and their arguments. You're a hater and you're against them. And it's like, okay, believe what you like. Selling without selling, yeah. Uh, I I don't buy into like this get rich quick nonsense. You're either doing something criminal or you are hurting other people to to get rich like that. And what was interesting is when I looked into Amway, when my roommate was trying to sell it, my former roommate was trying to sell it. The numbers that the boss was saying from the internal company was not what was actually reported. Like only 1%, the top 1-2% had become like millionaires, and it was only like, if I remember right, it was only like 5 people, and then the rest like barely scraped by. So, but to hear that person talk about it, everyone was getting wealthy and everyone was making a living, and people were quitting their day jobs to sell Amway and to make all this money. And I was like, oh, really? Because external, independent external research says otherwise. But same with like other MLMs, like the essential oils, that knife company. I forget what they're called, but they sell like kitchen supplies, and it's also an MLM. Just like, it's all insane. And they, like I said, they target people who are financially not well, financially, who are not off, who are not financially well. I've seen so many people with disabilities get trapped in this shit, and I can't support it. Oh, that's the wrong cable. I hear a Bob Dog. Bob Dog is about to come run down the stairs. All right, I think we're gonna wrap up for the night. We've done over an hour long live stream. I need to go do some stuff, and we're back. So that's good. So we may be live on Wednesday. I don't know. I have a ocularist appointment on Wednesday, and it's late in the day. So depending on what time we get back, uh, I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling and what's going on. Because my appointment's at 3:30, and the appointments take about an hour usually, and then takes about an hour and a half to get home. So we'll see. But if we're not live on Wednesday, we'll be back on Friday. And then we'll do a Saturday live stream, hopefully. So tune back in for that. Yeah, I think that's it. Zackery.com for all your wonderful Zack and Arya nonsense. Origin stories, blog posts, video archives, merch, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you to those who contributed towards the internet stuff. I appreciate that. Those of you that contributed, I really appreciate that. For all of that information, zackery.com/contribute has the wish list, the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and merch. Grab yourself a shirt, a sticker, coffee mug, shot glass. I think the Christmas ornaments are still up. Shout out to the mods tonight. Turtle, thank you for moderating. Appreciate that. I know you went to bed already, but still thank you, just in case you come back and watch this in the future. Good night, Ryomi. Sleep tight, sleep well. And same to anyone else who's watching, who's not commenting in chat. Oya and I love you all. Be kind to yourselves and others. Go learn some cool shit. Make the world a better place. Try to find moments of happiness when and where you can. Laugh at yourselves, but more importantly, laugh at other people. What am I doing? Where's the button? It's great to be back. We missed you guys. We weren't gone. We were gone for like a week, but we still missed you. Yeah, we love you. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Peace out. See ya.